Вы не самая красивая женщина в мире.
Грузите ящик побыстрее и залезайте, жертвы экспериментов.
Don't forget to smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button. Trust us, it'll be worth it. Thank you. What is up, everyone? I am Chris Knight, and you are watching The Real Review 3000 here with the special top 10 movies that I'm excited to see in 2021. Now, the release dates are tentative. They're always tentative with this fluffy bunny disease thing going on, but we're going to assume they are coming out this year. We're not going to give those dates because they could still switch around, move, maybe come back closer to today, maybe move farther away, but we're not worried about that. We've also got some honorable mentions, but these are the top 10 movies that I am most excited to see in 2021. Number 10, starting with that one, it's The Matrix 4, The Return of Neo. While we don't know a ton about the sequel, rumor has it they may be traveling back to find a young Morpheus. I'm always excited to see what these movies have in store with the special effects and everything. Some cool special effects in these movies, guys. You got to give them that. But personally, I wasn't too impressed by the last two. Now, LDG Pixels, if you know him, he talks a lot about The Matrix. I still have to hear his explanation for part 2 and 3 of this movie. And if he can get me on board a little better, maybe my viewpoint will change. But I'm still excited to see The Matrix 4 because, you know, why not? These movies were cool to see in the theater, and with everything going the way they're going, hopefully I can see it there. Number 9, Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, I like Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. I like the way the movie looks. I do admit it's not really the way that the whole Spider-Man thing is. He's not really Peter Parker. He's not a photographer. There's a lot of things that subjectively are wrong with these movies, but they're still good movies, and they're really exciting. They're fresh and bright. They look great, and the special effects are just awesome. Now, after Far From Home and its ending, this movie with the addition of the multiverse could be really, really awesome, and that's why I'm looking forward to it. But it is number 9 because we've seen Spider-Man. This isn't like something new. This isn't something we haven't seen, so it does kind of just fall back in the far reaches of things, but it is my number 9 movie. Number 8 is Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings. Now, supposedly the Mandarin is going to be in this, the real Mandarin. And if that's right, I hope they know what they're doing, and I hope they get this character right this time, because after Iron Man 3, that was such an atrocity to do, that switcheroo, and it was horrible. But not just that, the cast looks good for what it's going for, and with the proper story, this could really help Phase 4 of the MCU. Now, number 7, The Suicide Squad. Lots of new characters. James Gunn is directing, but there's a question mark because we don't know what Warner Brothers is doing with the DCEU, and these characters, some of these characters fit into the DCEU. So this is where we get in that problem with DC and Warner Brothers not latching on to either the DCEU or just saying, no, it doesn't exist anymore. These movies that they're putting out that have no attachment to the DCEU, and then the next thing you know, they're releasing one that is a part of the DCEU. So we'll just have to see how it works out. But everything I see about this movie really makes me excited to see it. So here's the hoping. Number 6, No Time to Die. Now, let me say this once and only once. I love James Bond movies. If there's one coming out, I'll be there to see it. Now, not to mention, it is Daniel Craig's last time as 007, more than likely. Possibly, you know, who knows? I mean, he has not ruled out coming back. Chances are he won't. I mean, these movies, you know, 5 or 6 is about the most any one actor really wants to do them. I think only Roger Moore, I think he did 7. Now, I've heard some questionable stuff about this story, but I know that Barbara Broccoli, Albert Broccoli's daughter, who is the producer of these things, has definitely stayed on the side of that there is only one way to portray Bond, that the womanizing and things like that won't be taken out, and that there will never be a female Bond. I like hearing that from her because I think she's going to honor what her dad made these movies. So I am really excited to see No Time to Die. And, again, it's James Bond, people. Number 5, Venom. Let there be carnage. Let's just put it out there. Tom Hardy, Woody Harrelson, Carnage, Venom. Take my money. When I first saw the first Venom movie, I was really impressed with how they did it. It wasn't like too funny. They didn't really try to do too much. They just really told a good story, and Tom Hardy really played it off really well. That inner talk and symbiosis between him and Venom worked really well. The talking with them, and it was always like, no, you can't do this. Yes, I'm going to. Yeah, but the way they portrayed that was really, really good. So I can only see that being ramped up, and then you throw Woody Harrelson in as Carnage, and wow, this movie should be crazy and crazy good. At least that's what I'm hoping. Number 4, Top Gun Maverick. Now, I love Top Gun. I love the original movie. It was so great. And the trailer to this movie was fire. And with all the stuff that Tom Cruise does for realism, this movie should be a blockbuster. Now, also, Val Kilmer is returning, I think just for a brief role. I'm not positive. Won't go into any spoilers I've heard, but overall, this movie has all the makings of something really awesome. You take Tom Cruise, you keep him as the same character, but you move him into a different, more maybe difficult position, because Goose's son is supposed to be in Top Gun school now, and he's supposed to be a trainer in there. So there's going to be a lot of, I think, callbacks to the original movie and Goose and all that stuff. So I think this has a really compelling storyline that it could follow, and I'm really looking forward to it. Number 3, Mortal Kombat. With CGI's advancement and, the good fight scenes and maybe even just a mediocre story, this movie should be absolutely crazy. It should be fun, exciting, add in some fatalities, guys, and I will be there day one to see this movie. Absolutely. Questions on who the new character is. I think Cole Young is the name. And, maybe the SJW stuff in there, maybe. I'm just hoping that the fight scenes, fatalities, CGI, all of that stuff kind of trumps the storyline. I just hope the storyline is very generic, like the other movies were, and we just get some good fight scenes, and they kind of just have this new character in there, and he doesn't really mess with me. If they mess with too much, this movie could just go away. If it doesn't mess with too much, this could be a springboard for more new Mortal Kombat movies, which would be amazing. Number 2, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Now, I know a lot of you guys who might watch this video might think that Ghostbusters Afterlife would be my number 1. And it should be, but you'll find out why it is. Ghostbusters Afterlife, basically, after all the atrocities of Ghostbusters 2016 and all the places they went wrong, we've got the original cast, or the majority of the original cast, coming back. I think Rick Moranis is not in this, although a cameo, non-credited, would be freaking amazing. And then, of course, Harold Ramis, who died before this movie could get out, which is tragic because they'd been trying to get this out for, 30 years, 89, I think it was, is when it came out. The second one came out, and they've been trying since then. So, with all that going on, you add Paul Rudd, who's a Kansas City man from my hometown. I love Paul Rudd. I only hope this movie can launch new life into this series, so possibly we can get some more sequels and keep this wonderful property outside of 2016. Keep it going. That's all I want. Now, let's go over some honorable mentions really quick, guys. Sherlock Holmes 3. Now, we've been waiting a while for it, but the question is will that wait be worth it? I love these movies. Hopefully, it's on par with the other ones. The next one, Wicked. I love the musical. I love it, love it, love it. And if it's done right, this could be epic. Uncharted is the next one. Uncharted is based off of the video game series, and it is one of my favorite games of all time. But based off of a video game, could it be its downfall? Video game movies just don't do that well, save maybe Sonic and Mortal Kombat. I mean, really after that, they just don't do very well. And it's difficult to translate sometimes. Though this game can be translated into a movie, I believe. To credit it though, Tom Holland has been cast as Nathan Drake. So that should be interesting. Again, I like Tom Holland a lot. It might be interesting. Next one, West Side Story. Again, I love musicals. I love this musical. And if it's always been translated well to film. And if they don't screw with it too much in today's age and they keep pretty much straight to the story, it should be really, really good. Next one, Mission Impossible 7. Again, it got the Tom Cruise movie. He may be crazy, but man, he's awesome in these movies. You know, he just does everything he can to make them absolutely perfect. And again, crazy he may be, but he's actually a pretty decent actor. The next one, Eternals. Really don't know much about this comic book. I don't know much about the movie. Angelina Jolie, I think, is in it, if I remember right. But it's Marvel, so, why not, right? The next one, Dune. I love the original movie, and it could have been done better. The original one definitely could have been done better. But the question is in today's age and all this stuff, the politics and everything go into movies sometime, will they do this one better? Will it improve on the original, or will it fail? And that's always a question. So I'm interested, but it doesn't make the top 10. So let's get to it, guys. Number 1, and maybe you guys can say it with me. Black Widow. Just listen. Scarlett Johansson in a skin-tight black leather bodysuit. Do I need to say more? Do I? Probably not. But not just that. This is the movie that we waited for in phase 2, 3, and here we are in phase 4, finally getting it. But the character, fundamentally, and for all purposes in this whole MCU, is dead. Is this movie going to change that? Is this movie going to do something to make it so she's not dead? Or is it just going to be something we should have seen, 6 movies ago? This should have been done before Captain Marvel. It should have been done before Ant-Man. It should have been done before a lot of stuff. And they didn't do it. So hopefully this movie will play well where it's at, and maybe it'll add something and change some things up well enough that maybe we get Black Widow back into the MCU. I don't know. But guys, those are my top 10 movies that I am really excited to see in 2021, and some honorable mentions. Let me know what you think. Let me know what movies you're excited for in 2021. Put those down in the comments. And that is all, guys. Thank you for watching. I am Chris Knight. This has been The Real Review 3000, and I'm officially out of here. Please remember to like, subscribe, and never forget to ring that bell. Follow Chris Knight and The Real Review 3000 on these platforms. For email and Patreon, see the description box below. To reach the Ego, use Twitter handle @TheEgo5150. We would like to thank the generous members of The Real Review 3000. Those members are Jesse Ritchie, JJ, aka SithLord3827, Poe, Flash, Lady Tariel, and Anzo Biggerford Entertainment. Thank you for your support and donations that help us at The Real Review 3000 bring you, the viewer, better content. For more information on how to become a member, click the join button below.